Hey, what's up, guys? So, I've been getting a couple questions about some different diet stuff, and I want to do a little bit of clarification. And I want to talk about a really popular 80-10-10 way of eating mono meals. Now, me personally, the only time I really do mono meals is when it's just a fruit or something that I like. It's not because I'm doing a mono meal, it's not my goal or anything like that. It's just I'm eating a banana or three bananas or some peaches or a watermelon. The reason I do that is, as you guys already know, my goals are to build muscle and strength. And I already talked about protein synthesis in my last video. And basically, for mono meals, it takes a lot of the amino acids to stimulate the protein synthesis, especially if it's just a fruit source. If I take a high protein fruit like, say, tomatoes, about 9% protein, they only have the amino acid I talked about, leucine. They only have about 25 milligrams per 100 grams. So you're talking about eating freaking 10 pounds of tomatoes to try to stimulate protein synthesis and put the body in an anabolic state to build muscle. So that's the main reason why I don't do them. And nothing wrong with them, but they are good for digestion and whatnot. But I don't really have any digestion issues, so I don't do them. But so got that out of the way. People were asking me about saying stuff. I got a couple emails and messages saying that if you have the amino acids, that's enough, that you don't need X amount. Well, that is true and false. If you have them, you can put the body in a small anabolic state, but after a long endurance exercise or weightlifting, the body is in a breaking down catabolic state, and that's not where you want the body at. You want it in an anabolic state where it's building muscle and or just repairing tissue basically. And so to do that, you're going to need to get it from other sources than just purely fruit, if that's your goal. If that's not your goal, not a big issue. So I said I'd do it from spirulina. I got some messages saying people about asking about pea protein and rice protein and hemp protein. Not real familiar with them. I know the 80-10-10 is technically against that because you should be able to get a proper amount in fruit, even though you're only getting, say, 4%. And in my opinion, you need to stimulate protein synthesis to put the body in a muscle building anabolic state. And you're not going to do that if you're not getting enough of the branched chain amino acids or the amino acids that you need specifically. L-leucine is the one we're mainly talking about. So getting that out of the way, you're going to need to eat something to do that. So you could go on Nutrition Data and check it out. They have watercress raw, pumpkin leaves, spirulina raw. And I don't do actually raw spirulina, some slimy sea algae freaking sea crap. I don't do that. I do the like dehydrated, like powdered raw, and that's what works for me, and that's how I'm getting the results I want. If you're not stimulating protein synthesis, you're not going to get the results you want, and you do need to have enough protein to do that. And say I had enough to stimulate it with the 3 grams of leucine through the whatever sources, say pumpkin leaves, watercress, spinach, apples, oranges, whatever it is. If I don't have the full amount to maximally stimulate it, then I'm not going to get the maximal optimal benefit. And me, I do that 2 to 3 times a day to put my body in an anabolic muscle building state. And I mainly have 3 big shakes or smoothies a day with about 8-10 bananas, 30 dried dates, some peaches, a little bit of pumpkin seeds, and about 2 ounces or so of spirulina. That's given me about 3.5 grams of leucine, fully stimulating protein synthesis. And I do that when I wake up, after my workout, and around my last meal a couple hours before I have my salad, to fully stimulate protein synthesis 3 times. If your goal isn't to build muscle, I still recommend trying to do that at least once a day, and just to rebuild tissue and stuff. I see a lot of people maybe having issues with their teeth or their hair or their skin or stuff like that, and in my opinion, that is, after the detox stage, that is lack of, not necessarily protein, but the amino acids. So in a sense, it is a lack of protein. I'll post some links on here so you guys know I'm not just talking out of my butt here. And You could read the links, and these are reviewed studies and published studies by. I'm going to post Lane Norton's study on protein synthesis and leucine. I'm going to post another one on protein synthesis, and then a couple other articles so you could see, what different raw sources and fruits have leucine to see how much of the fruit you would actually have to eat to get enough to do what you need to do to repair your body properly, in my opinion. So that's all for this video. If you have any more questions, go ahead and send them out. All right, guys. 80-10-10. Fuel your workout, fuel your life.